Hey, Geo, thanks so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone tuned in here participating tonight. We're joined by senior guard Geo Baker, and we'll begin the press conference. Reminder, use the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question when you're called on. For your question, please state your name and affiliation first. And Geo, congratulations to you on the win. Our first question is from Jerry Carino with Gannett, New Jersey. Jerry, please unmute yourself, then go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Geo, congratulations.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it.
Just take us through the emotion of what this means to you and everybody associated with the program, not just to get here, like you said in October, but to move on in the dance.
Yeah, I mean, we just feel like a special unit, man. We feel like this is meant to be. We've been working, for some of us, it's been 2 years now where, we've been waiting for this moment. The new guys have came in, stepped up as well, and just a whole lot of emotions. But, at the same time, we feel like this was meant to be and we should be here. So, we have a lot of confidence with it as well. But just happy, man. Just everybody's really happy right now.
Thanks, Geo.
Next, Keith Sargent with the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Keith, please unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Geo, can you take us through the play with about 10 seconds to go? Was that a pass? Was it a deflection? Can you just take us through that play?
Yeah, I definitely tried to be a little too flashy. I tried to throw a no-look to Ron. I thought Sims was going to bite a little bit because there was also a man on the other side. I tried to throw a little no-look, but he read it. He tipped it, and I just stayed with the play and just got a layup, kind of right place, right time. But, that's kind of, our mentality, too, is that, you never give up on the play. So, just happy that I got the ball and made a finish right there.
Next up, Steve Pikel, also from the Star Ledger and NJ.com. Steve, please unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Hey, Gio, if you wait 30 years to play an NCAA tournament game, does it almost have to be one of these games where just the action was, down to the final minute, chew your nails off? I mean, did that make it more special to be in one of these games?
Yeah, I mean, it just made it March. All these games are going to be like this. Luckily we have, a lot of veterans here who have been through some battles. But, yeah, I mean, it was everything I hoped for. And, everything these guys hoped for, and then we just came out strong, finished strong.
Next up, Bruce Beck with WNBC TV in New York. Bruce, in a moment here, please unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Geo, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, this was like a rock fight at times. Just the ability of your ball club to figure out a way, which you've done throughout the season. It doesn't matter how pretty it is, but you guys somehow come up with an answer. Can you explain that as you did tonight, Geo?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's been a lot of rock fights this year, but we knew what type of team they were coming in. Really physical. When you drive in the lane, there's going to be a whole lot of hands. Shots weren't really falling, but like you said, we just got to find a way. Like I said, we stayed with it, and Caleb McConnell 10 rebounds. That's super special. Like, we need plays like that. We need players like that, and yeah, we just made plays down the stretch, and like you said, found a way to win.
Good luck in the next chapter.
Thank you.
And continuing on here, our next question will come from Zach Braziller with the New York Post. Zach, here in a second, please unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Gio, was it almost fitting that your defense really seemed to carry the team's defense really kind of felt like the story of this game, where first half you don't shoot well, the defense keeps you in it. In the last few minutes after the lead's gone, it's the defense again. I mean, kind of feels like that's almost been the story of this team the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's our identity. We said it before the game. We just said it after the game. Our defense is going to carry us, and then, offense is going to come eventually. But, defense wins you championships. So that's the bottom line. We got to continue to defend at a high level, and then the shots will eventually fall.
Next question comes from Aaron. Aaron, please go ahead, unmute yourself, and ask your question.
Hi, Gio. just in terms of what you guys went through down the stretch of the second half and everything been through with the wars in the Big Ten, how did that help you kind of endure? You know, you went up on that 11-point run and then they came all the way back. How you were able to stay composed and just fight through it?
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs. You know, we made a run, then they made a run. You know, the important part is that you stay with the game plan, you stay focused, and you stay together. When adversity hit, we made sure that there was no pouting, you know, no negative energy, and that we just focused on the goal, which was to win the game. When we have a veteran group like this, you know, I think that we'll continue that mentality, and you know, it'll always work out.
And now we're going to go back to Jerry.
Gio, what did you say to the guys afterwards? Did you have a minute to talk before you came in here with the players?
Yeah, actually, it was Caleb McConnell who said something, which is, you know, kind of what I was just getting to. But, you know, when adversity hits, you know, there was no negative energy and that we stayed together, and that's the same thing that we need to have, you know, these next upcoming games as well. And, you know, we also talked about how defense carries us and offense, you know, offense will eventually come. Those are really the only two things that we talked about, defending at a high level and then just staying together.
And Gio, how did you match what you envisioned this like to be, you know, growing up or when you first got here? This experience today.
Oh, this experience today,
Yeah.
you know, it was better than I imagined, honestly. You know, this is something that we've all dreamed of for a really long time. But, you know, to hear the Rutgers fans in there, you know, just going crazy and just knowing that, you know, we survived and advanced in March, you know, that's something that I've always just imagined, and it was crazier than I ever even pictured.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Next up, we've got John with hoopshd.com.
Hey, Geo, John Titel from hoopshd.com. You talked about the veterans who've been through the battles. As somebody who had losing seasons during his first 2 years there and then had a good season last year but had the tournament canceled, was there a point in the past where you were worried this night would not happen? And when did you start to feel that at some point in your career tonight would happen?
No, I always knew this night was gonna happen. To be honest with you, you know, some of the guys from New Jersey will tell you, you know, I had on my shoes 1991 all the way back to my sophomore year. You know, we only had 7 wins in the Big Ten. You know, it's been the goal since I got here, and since we got here, and we just knew it was gonna happen. So I feel like we've just always had that mindset, and you know, when you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Steve.
Hey, Gio, there's a nice moment there at the end where you ran back out of the crowd and they were chanting your name. You raised a fist to them. I mean, just take us through the emotions, how you felt. I know it's been a hard run not having people in the building, but what was that like? Just super special. You know, I know they've been waiting for a longer time than me, you know, some of these fans. So, you know, they've been waiting for those emotions too. And just super special to connect with them again. You know, we haven't really had that this year. You know, that's been tough on everybody, honestly. But, you know, just knowing that they're there supporting us, you know, that just makes it so much better. So it was great.
Back to Zach.
Gio, can you just, I guess, put into words not only, you know, is Rutgers in the tournament, but you're advancing and, you know, you have a second round to play now on Sunday. I mean, what does it feel like after everything you guys have gone through with last year and to not only be in the tournament to win, but to win a game?
Just special. You know, I can't really think of any other type of word, honestly. Just, you know, just special. Just blessed to be here. You know, we've all worked so hard. You know, like I said before, you know, some guys it's been 2 years. You know, we felt like we should have made it. But just special. You know, this is the stuff that you grow up watching on TV. You know, and then even my first 2 years, you know, I'm watching it on TV. You know, in college. So just to be here and you know to win a game is just really special.
Okay, with that, Gio, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in the next round, and we'll be joined momentarily now by head coach Steve Pikel. But Gio, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And again, you can use this time now to raise or lower your hand as necessary. With Coach Pikel coming up in a minute. Coach Pikel. Congratulations on the victory here tonight. And now we will begin with an opening statement from Rutgers head coach Steve Pikel and then go to your questions. When we do, a reminder to use the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question. And when you're called on for your question, please state your name and media affiliation first, as Coach can't see you on the screen. But Coach, please give us a brief opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
First, I'd just like to quickly mention our radio announcer, Coach Joe Boylan. Our prayers are with him. He's in the hospital, and we're thinking about you, Coach. We miss you on the radio, and we had a good game for you today, so I hope you got to enjoy it. But our prayers are with you. Speedy recovery. Obviously excited about the outcome of the game. Respect Clemson a great deal. Brad is one of the best coaches in the country. We knew it would be one of these games. They defend at an elite level. I really liked our poise, down the stretch. Caleb McConnell came off the bench, did some great things. I mean, everybody that checked into the game again did some unbelievable things. And I especially, Brandon Knight had the scout for this game, my assistant coach, and he does a great job. And tip of the hat to the prep that was done for this game. So excited for Rutgers Nation, excited to, get to live another 40 minutes, and we're looking forward to the next huge challenge, which is Coach Sampson and Houston.
Great. Now we'll go to questions from the media. Don't forget, use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. And also, Coach Pikel, if you don't mind, maybe leaning in a little bit closer towards the microphone on these responses. But we'll start with Bruce Beck from WNBC TV in New York. Bruce, please unmute yourself and go ahead to ask your question here in just a second. There you go.
Steve, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Bruce.
What are you most proud of when you look back at this ball game, Steve? Because there were ebbs and flows throughout.
Yeah, we knew it would be that kind of game. Watching all the tapes, that's, how they play. Most proud we out-rebounded them. That was a huge key for us. And I thought, in the second half, we really settled down, didn't turn the basketball over. It was another huge key. But we figured out a way to win. We held the team to 56 points. That's, our defense and our rebound had really stepped up. And then we made some, really big, timely baskets. 4 guys in double figures. Is a good thing. We moved the ball in the second half, got guys some open looks, and, again, excited. You survive in advance in these situations.
Thank you.
And next, we'll go to Keith Sargent from the Star-Ledger and NJ.com. Keith?
Steve, what was your message to the team afterward?
Yeah, just proud of them. We got another game coming up here. We don't have a lot of time, enjoy it for a little bit, and then we'll get ready and prep for the next one. But certainly, for the first time, these guys being on this stage, they were locked in from the beginning. We've had great practices this whole week, and I like how they played with that swagger. At the end, Jacob and Ron and Caleb and all those guys, Miles with some big rebounds for us, and all the guys that came in too. Paul always does what he does, and Montez always gives us great energy. Cliff, so we're going to need them all, and we got a big one coming up here in quick turnaround.
We'll go to Jerry Carino with Gannett, New Jersey.
Hey, Steve, congratulations.
Thanks, Jerry.
Can you summarize what this moment is like for you and everyone in the program?
Well,
Seeing those fans there and everything?
Yeah, it was great. Rutgers Nation came out, whatever tickets were available. They were loud. It helps. Our guys excited to have some fans. It's been a long year with no fans, so it was great. Hopefully we can get some more out here in the next couple days. But, big step for our program to win a game against a really good team in the ACC, a well-coached club that really elite defenders, really good players. Sims is a problem, as you could see tonight. I thought we did a good job, settled down in the second half with him. But good team win.
And moving on, Steve Politi with the Star-Ledger and NJ.com. Steve, you're up.
Hey, Steve, is it sort of fitting after waiting that long for an NCAA tournament game that it would be this kind of game where it goes down to the final minute? What was it like for you watching those final seconds when, the ball goes to Geo and he hits that layup?
Yeah, well, I thought in the last 350, I think we held them to 1 point. So, I told our guys coming out of that timeout, like, we got enough points to win. You just got to hold on and keep defending. Geo makes obviously a big play, but he made a big out-of-bounds underplay, too, where he hit the three, But everyone, made big plays and some big rebounds and kept balls alive. And I liked our energy the whole time. They stuck together even when, things weren't going our way. They're a good group. They're resilient. We've been through a lot. It's been a 2-year journey, too. So, I like the toughness, and we toughed out a win. Old-fashioned, keeping to 56 points is a really good sign.
Our next question will come from Chris Eisman with Gannett, New Jersey.
Steve, you mentioned Caleb. I mean, how big was it for him to have this type of night, 13 points, 10 rebounds, and make some of the plays that he did, especially in a game like this?
I mean, huge. I mean, he came in, he had great energy right off the bat. I mean, to get 13 points and 10 rebounds, he got 3 assists, too, a steal. I mean, very involved. He's a really good defender, too. So those are his offensive numbers. And I know when I go through the tape, the defense that he played, too, you'll really see some more things. So, really excited about his minutes. All the guys. I mean, Paul chipped in, hit some big threes for us. They all did great things. But to have a double-double on this stage, and I know he played great defense because you can count on him for that every night. So, tip of the hat to Caleb.
For our next question, John with hoopshd.com. John.
Hey, Coach. John Titel from hoopshd.com. You had losing seasons each of your first 3 years here, and then had a 20-win season last year, but had the tournament canceled because of COVID. Was there a point in the past where you were worried tonight would never happen? And was there a point in the past where you knew that tonight would happen?
Well, I was always confident that it would happen. Last year it was supposed to happen. Obviously, because of COVID, it cut our season short. But we had to fight back this year and prove it again, and our guys did. And, I know they weren't happy and satisfied just being here. They want to keep playing. And they kind of took that approach. Again, great week of practice and great energy before the game. At halftime, even when we were down, they stayed the course and got rewarded. So excited for them, and they're excited. It's a resilient group.
We'll go to Zach from the Post, and also, Coach, if you don't mind, just to, again, lean a little bit closer towards the microphone. Appreciate it. Thank you. Zach, go ahead.
Hey, what did it mean, the fact that, those last 4 minutes, it was all about, Geo scores your last 5 points, your defense holds them to 1 point, two things that have kind of been the mainstays of your team for really the last 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, we made some timely baskets, too, so important. In a game like this, too, I looked at all their scores. My God, if you go through their scores, 38 points, they give up 40 points, 41. I mean, they've beaten some elite teams. And when I watched them beat Alabama and beat Purdue and beat Maryland and hold those teams to season lows, I knew we were facing an elite, defensive team. And I said to our guys that, we can win games by scoring a lot. We can win games by, we've had to win games all kinds of different ways this year. And, I have confidence, in our defense. I knew rebounding would be a huge key, and we were able to, be plus, 9 on the glass, and that was, that was huge for us. But we can win game in the 60s, too. We don't mind that, and, they dictate the tempo, too. They get you running late clock situations because their defense is so good, and we were able to do the same thing, to them. But timely baskets down the end, we executed and got some good looks. Even the ones we didn't make, I thought were the looks we wanted, although they made it difficult for us for sure.
Next up, we'll go to Aaron.
Aaron Brightman on the banks. Hey, Coach, congratulations. Wanted to ask about that last stretch where Miles hobbled off and Ron Harper had to pick up Sims on that possession and the job he did, and just how the team kept their composure even when they had to deal with adversity like that with the game on the line.
Yeah, I mean, we have had adversity all year long, so I was glad they responded. You know, Miles been in foul trouble too, so we've been in that situation before. But Ron can guard multiple players, and we were confident that they did. I wanted to just have another ball handler in the game too, you know, with Paul. So was able to make those adjustments, and those guys are, you know, big enough and strong enough to guard forwards if they have to. And thought Ron did a really good job, and the guys stayed the course. Got a couple big stops down the stretch.
We'll go back to Bruce.
Steve, every game is like this in the Big Ten. Do you feel you're equipped for this type of ball game because of the character your club has developed and because of the experience of these nail biters?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in them before. We've had our backs against the wall. We've had to win games on the road or wherever it may be. We are experienced. Even our younger players have played a lot of minutes and logged a lot of minutes. When we stay focused and we're together, we can do some good things. So excited we get to play another day, and look forward to the next challenge. That's Houston.
Keith. Keith, do you have another question?
Hey, Steve. I know it's really fresh, you know, off this win, but any thoughts on Houston? You know, I mean, you probably. Any thoughts?
They're really good. I mean, they're a 2 seed, and they got a great Hall of Fame caliber coach. So we'll get to work. My assistants have done an unbelievable job, and huge challenge for us. Talented team, player of the year, defensive player of the year. They got, you know, most improved player. I think they got every single award in that conference. So really good, big challenge for us.
Hendricks.
Hey, Coach. Hendricks Magley, Indianapolis Star. First off, just wanted to ask about Jacob Young. You know, he was the only player on this team who had past tournament experience, and I felt like tonight he came through kind of when the guys really needed something. How important was that past NCAA tournament experience tonight?
Yeah, I mean he's tough, and he likes these kind of games too. First and foremost, I love the job he did in the second half. He settled down, didn't have any turnovers. He's really good defensively. He brings swagger to our team too, and he's an elite defensive guard. You know, he's one of the fastest guys in the country. But yeah, his experience, his work ethic. I mean, he's in the gym all the time. He's one guy that, and it paid off. I mean, he shot the ball really well tonight. Making 3 threes was huge for us. But he's continuing to have a really good senior year.
Jerry?
Steve, is Miles okay? It looked like he got banged up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure that out. He's with Rich right now, so I don't have any updates on him. But yeah, he came out of the game. He couldn't finish the game, so we'll figure that out. Hopefully he'll be okay.
And Hendricks?
Just one more thing about Geo too. I thought it was interesting. In the media notes, it said that he's known for his late game heroics. I thought that was interesting, just knowing that he scored the final 5 points tonight. You know, I know that's something he's done all season. You know, at this point, does it just kind of become expected?
I mean, he's done it a lot throughout his whole career. You know, even his freshman year on, he's made big plays for us and big baskets. He's very confident, and we're confident in him too. I think the players are confident. But he can also make the right pass too. So, because when you have the ball in his hands, good things can happen. And he certainly never shies away from taking a big one. So, thankful to have a guy like that. And, you know, he's made a lot of them for us.
And finally, Jerry.
Oh, I'm done. Sorry, I forgot to lower my hand.
All good. Well, with that, Coach, congratulations again. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck advancing on.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being on. Thank you.
And thanks to all of you as well for joining us here tonight. That's it for this Rutgers postgame news conference. A transcript of these interviews will be provided by ASAP Sports and posted along with a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice night.